All right, today we are pulling back the curtain on one of the most powerful and, often invisible forces in theater, direction. It's the art that takes words on a page and turns them into a living, breathing experience. So let's dive right in.
I mean, really think about it for a second. A script is just a blueprint, right? It's dialogue and a few notes on a page. So how does that static text just ignite into this dynamic, emotional experience that can make an audience laugh or cry? Well, the answer lies with the director. In modern theater, the director is really the central artistic force. They are the interpreter who decides how a play is seen, heard, and ultimately how it's felt. You could say they are the architect of meaning. So let's actually walk through this journey from page to stage. It's this amazing process of transforming dramatic literature into a full-fledged theatrical performance, and the director is our guide every step of the way. So what does direction really mean? Well, it's not just telling actors where to stand, not at all. It's the art of weaving everything together, the acting, the lighting, the sound, even the silence, into one single, powerful, coherent whole. The director is the ultimate interpretive authority. Now, to pull off this unified vision, a director works across 4 key dimensions. Think of this as their essential toolkit for shaping the entire production from the ground up. First up, there's interpretation. What's the central idea, the why of this play? Then you've got performance. How do the actors, the who, bring that idea to life? Third is the visuals. What does the world of the play, the where, actually look and feel like? And finally, rhythm. What's the pacing, the when, that's going to drive the whole emotional journey? Okay, so theory is one thing, right? But seeing it in action, that's where it gets really fascinating. So let's look at 5 famous plays and see how totally different directorial approaches can create completely different experiences from the exact same text. First up, we have what's called interpretive direction. With a play like Tennessee Williams' The Glass Menagerie, which he himself called a memory play, realism just isn't the goal. The director's job here is to create a kind of dreamlike, symbolic atmosphere. And here's exactly how they do it. Those little glass animals, they're not just props. They become a powerful symbol for the character Laura's fragility. The fire escape isn't just a piece of the set. It's a constant visual reminder of both the dream of escape and the reality of being trapped. Then, the director uses dim lighting and music to pull it all together, making the whole thing feel like a hazy, emotional memory. Now, this focus on symbolism can also be used to explore a character's internal world, and that brings us to psychological direction. In Eugene O'Neill's The Emperor Jones, the whole point is to take what's happening inside a character's mind, his growing fear, his guilt, and splash it all over the stage for everyone to see. And this is just a brilliant illustration of how it works. The director uses a constant accelerating drumbeat that mimics a pounding heart or a guilty conscience. The lighting isn't natural at all. It's warped and distorted to make the forest feel like a total nightmare. And the pacing gets faster and more frantic, mirroring the character's mental collapse. The stage literally becomes his mind. Okay, so what if the goal is the opposite? What if it's raw, uncomfortable realism? In Marcia Norman's Night Mother, which is about a woman planning her suicide, the director's job is actually to hold back, to suppress the melodrama. The real power comes from what is left unsaid and undone. Here, the director's tool is minimalism. The actor's movements are tiny, contained. Long, uncomfortable silences are used to communicate a despair that words just can't touch. And the set never changes, creating this intense feeling of claustrophobia that traps both the characters and us, the audience, in this unfolding tragedy. But what about comedy? I mean, in a play like She Stoops to Conquer, which is just filled with misunderstandings and mix-ups, the director has to be an absolute master of precision. One wrong move, one missed beat, and the whole joke just falls flat. So to make the humor land, the director basically has to be a traffic controller. Entrances and exits are timed down to the millisecond for maximum comic effect. The dialogue has the sharp, rhythmic pace to keep the witty banter flying. And any physical comedy is carefully choreographed so that it's clear, funny, and purposeful, not just chaotic. And finally, let's look at what's called choreographic direction. In Arnold Wesker's play, The Kitchen, the real star isn't a single actor. It's the entire ensemble. Here, the director is like a conductor leading a symphony of controlled chaos. The stage is just buzzing with actors moving together in this frantic but perfectly coordinated dance, mimicking the relentless pace of a huge restaurant kitchen. You have dialogue overlapping, creating a wall of sound that conveys this immense pressure. The rapid pacing isn't just for energy, it's actually a powerful critique of industrial labor and social conflict.
So as we've seen, the director holds an immense amount of power to shape a production. But with great power comes pretty significant risk.
Yeah, this power is a real double-edged sword. A strong vision can unify every single element into a masterpiece. But that very same vision, if it's unchecked, can end up stifling the very creativity it's supposed to be guiding. On the one hand, a great director provides that crucial unity. They guide our emotions, they make unspoken feelings visible on stage, they keep the tone consistent, and they help a huge team of artists all work toward a single, beautiful goal. But on the other hand, there's the danger of a director who's more of a dictator, who misreads the playwright's original intent, or whose style is so over the top that it just pushes the audience away. The success of the entire show often rests on the skill of this one person. So, after looking at both the incredible power and the potential peril, what's the ultimate takeaway? Well, it all comes down to the absolutely essential, almost spiritual role the director plays in creating what we see on stage. Ultimately, direction is what breathes life into the words on a page. It's not just a technical job, it's the artistic and intellectual soul of the performance, the central force that transforms that blueprint into a living, breathing experience. Which leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. The next time you're sitting in a theater, watching a play unfold, ask yourself, whose vision are you truly experiencing? Is it the author who wrote the words? Or is it the director who gave them meaning?